And last but not least, his dad, to T. Morant. Nothing but love and respect for you, sir. You are his daddy, not his friend.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. With Ja Morant being in hot water kind of right now, where the NBA has suspended him, and you know, he was on Instagram Live brandishing a gun. He has a pending court case where he actually allegedly, beat up a 17-year-old, flashed a gun. He had the incident with the laser in Indiana with the Indiana Pacers, and then coming to the mall with his entourage to, finish line and having to be escorted out or for threatening, mall security and whatever have you. So the brother's been busy. That's the point. And one thing that a lot of media personalities actually started to point out was, as close as T is, and T is T. Morant, Ja's father, the question kind of became, what kind of guidance is he getting? Because he's still a young man. Take a listen here at what former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, who knows quite a bit about guns near the NBA, had to say.
Right. Like I was going in the club with guns, putting the gun on the table while I drink my liquor, man, thinking it was cool. Don't know why I was doing it. So don't know why I was doing it, just doing it.
But I think you more than anybody have seen what can happen as a result of that type of stuff. So is it worth it?
No, it's not, no. The behavior's not worth it, because there is an end result, and the end result is you sitting here.
Oh Lord, come
taking
on.
20 years to, you know what I mean? But no, serious. It's not worth it, because at the end of the day, only you go down. Yep. And if you go down, everything goes down.
Yeah.
But isn't that behavior from someone who don't got a father figure? He got his daddy there. Like, your dad supposed to step in. LeVar ain't letting Lonzo and them do no shit like that.
Now, that last point made by former NBA player Rashad McCants, about the presence of the father. Again, Gilbert let him know, hey, look, he's young. He do a bunch of stupid stuff. You better be careful, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. And anybody remember what prime Gilbert Arenas was like? He could score on anybody. You know what I'm saying? He had a flamethrower for real, but was kind of blackballed, actually kicked out of the league, and kind of by his own doing. So if you know the history of Gilbert, he's someone with enough credibility and proof of what the NBA will do to get you out whenever you're at risk of tarnishing their image. And that's just the truth. And, Rashad McCants actually speaking on, hey, T. Morant, I mean, that's a really good point. And it's a point that Stephen A. Smith also harped on with the NBA Countdown crew, where he actually touched on the fact that, Ja has to protect himself, his entourage around him, but, the father, who seems to have he's really enjoying the spoils. If you see T. Morant, Ja has actually done things, bought him a house in Memphis right across from him and his mom. I mean, it's up to them too, because you got to remember, they know how it is to be 23, and they know what, they should actually be able to take a look and say, hey, nobody else in our family has this opportunity. Let's look out for our son. This is what Stephen A. had to say directly to T. Morant.
To T. Morant, nothing but love and respect for you, sir. You are his daddy, not his friend. His daddy. I'm not saying you can't be friends, but you're his father. And so when we see this kind of stuff going on, all of y'all get lumped in, because it ain't just a 23-year-old Ja Morant that needs to protect himself. It's all of you who love him, who want to protect him, who wishes for the best for him. You have an obligation to look out for him too. Do it.
Now, Shams actually put out a statement, let us know that Nike actually has put out a statement, I should say, on Ja Morant. He said, Nike says, "We appreciate Ja's accountability and that he is taking the time to get the help he needs. We support his prioritization of his well-being." And that's a statement from Nike, which we know is owned by Phil Knight, the same Nike that actually, dropped Kyrie Irving after sharing a link. And so that's just me personally. I think that's kind of interesting, the support for versus the completely, just okay, well, we got to disinvolve ourselves with this. So it's good to kind of show something that, if we're being honest, the whole ops culture and the whole gang culture, and at least on the internet in our community, it's a detrimental thing, more so to our community. At the end of the day, folk really could care less, who gets locked up, who gets shot. Some of these gang shootings don't even make, the news, to be honest with you. So that's something that, it doesn't require quite a stiff hand, because I'm going to show support for his growth. Versus Kyrie, who is like sharing a link to a film that may have had something anti-Semitic in it. Again, I have still not seen the film, probably won't watch it, but he just from the thought of it having something anti-Semitic in it, and he shared the link. He never said anything against, the Jewish community, but at the same time, he was dropped from Nike. So I love to point out the hypocrisies. When the support is shown, what community would have been harmed or is being harmed, versus when it's time to separate all together. And I think it's time for more people to kind of look at that. When are they supporting? When are they having your back? And when it's like, nope, can't help you. Nice doing business with you. Get out of here. Let me know what you think, man. This is a crazy situation. Hope Ja Morant and family the best. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already.